Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's August 28th, 2019. I'm out in the workshop. We're getting a little bit of rain today. You may hear that in the background. And I'm taking a bit of a break from working on the reconstruction of the Lord and Burnham greenhouse, which is a 50-year-old aluminum structure that has lots of caked on glazing compounds, silicone, glues, adhesives, oxidized aluminum. And so today what I'm doing is talking about one of the tools that I've been using to do all that work. Now many of you may realize from many of the videos you've seen the Dewalt cordless tools that I've been using, whether I'm using working in the garden with drills attached to the garden tilther or the construction of the honey hut, the greenhouse, the buildings all around here. You're realizing, you may have noticed that I bought into the product line of the Dewalt cordless power tools. Now there's many other cordless power tools out there that are great. I just happened to invest in the Dewalt line back when the 18-volt systems first came out, and you could classify me as a fanboy. I've only had one problem in the past with one of my drills that had brushes as part of the engineering of it. That would overheat and smoke a bit, so that was a nuisance. But otherwise, my product line has been fantastic. Now today, talking about this Flexvolt angle grinder, which is probably the best angle grinder that I've ever used, even better than my Milwaukee and Porter cable corded angle grinders, but there's two issues that I have with this, and so that's my fourth one. And so I thought I'd share my experiences with this in the hopes of hopefully someone at Dewalt, someone in the research and development line, and so that their customer service realize that this is an issue. When I went online and searched for Dewalt warranty repair, I got a list of all the local areas. I live in New York State. I contacted them, and each one of them told me, if you want warranty work, we don't do that. They don't. Dewalt has pulled all the warranty stuff out of New York State. Now I don't know if that's true, but the three places that I called that aren't too far from me, they all said that they don't do the warranty repair work, but they'd go ahead and repair the tool for me. I just have to pay for it. So since these are relatively new tools, these are all less than a month old, or just about a month old. One of them is. I really want to at least let Dewalt know, since none of the service centers were aware of this problem that I'm having, and when I searched online, no one was I couldn't find anyone who was having this experience as well. So a bit about this DCG414 Flexvolt system. So it comes with the kit, the T1 kit, comes with a 60 volt fast charger. This thing is fantastic. It's really worth the upgrade of buying a kit. Since I had all my original 20 volt chargers, I actually have a couple of these now, 3 of these, and they work extremely well in case I've got to charge if I'm using a drill, an impact driver, or whatever, or a circular saw on a site. I can put my batteries in there. They get charged really quickly. It has a fan for cooling the systems down as well, trying to condition the batteries appropriately so we can prolong the life of the batteries. This kit comes with a 6 amp hour 2060 Flexvolt system. It comes with 4.5 and a 6-inch guard for various attachments for the system. The thing is a beast. It works extremely well, as well, if not better, than my corded angle grinders. And I don't have that cord to mess with because I'm moving around, working around outside, up in elevation in different areas and all. And this has been fantastic. As a disclaimer, I've been using these pretty much non-stop every day, and that's the reason I bought 2 of these originally, so that I'd use one, use the entire charge in the battery, set the unit down, to the side, take the battery, put it in a fast charger, and get out the second one because I was concerned about overheating it. There's two removable screens. There's a screen on each side. I take those, remove them, blow them off each day, keep them in good shape to make sure that it had adequate cooling. However, despite that, I do have a problem. So the first problem I have is, you know, Dewalt, you need to move your warranty service into the areas in New York State and all. The second problem I have is with the housing. So the housing is this yellow big piece here that's in two halves that gets sandwiched together and houses the motor and the electronics in here, the switches and all. And this housing also makes up this base where the battery actually attaches. So this is a 9 amp hour battery that no longer can be used in any of my power tools. It takes a full charge when you put it in the battery charger, but when you take a fully charged battery, hook it into the unit, it doesn't work, despite there being a full charge. Hopefully you can see that. So why is this happening when this thing works, these things work so darn well, but the problem is the attachment apparatus. So we have this plastic housing where the battery slides into the unit here and makes the contact with all of the tabs here on the other side, on that side. I've taken so here's a newer one that hasn't been overheated yet. And so when I take this, one of my little labels for gardening, and I take this and I put that plastic tab, you see the length of this plastic tab, and that's just to demonstrate the size of it here. And so that plastic tab is breaking down, it's melting. So I'll show you. Now hopefully this is showing up on camera. You can see some of that plastic tab is removed. And now that I've done that, you may be able to see the difference between the length of those plastic tabs. And that happens on both sides of the unit. And that plastic tab right there is received by these two retractable pieces of plastic that allow the battery to fit securely into whichever tool you're using. So when I slide this into one of my circular saws or hook it on, the battery no longer works with it. What ends up happening is the plastic is breaking down when you're using it for a period of time, and that plastic is melting and adhering to the channel inside of here. And if you let it cool down too much, if you just set it down with a battery in it, you can't get that battery out without really using brute force to get them apart. So one of the things I think that needs to be done, we really need to look at the composite materials that are being used to form the plastics that are there, or work with a different cooling system. This cooling system up here keeps this body of the, with the two screens up here, keeps the body very comfortable. I actually don't use the handle that comes with this all the time. I'll put my hand right on here, leaving the screens wide open so the air can flow, and so that I can change the angle as I'm working in some of the small areas that I've got to get into where the handle gets in the way. So I'm being careful not to obstruct the airflow through the screens, and this does not get that hot. And I can't say that I appreciate a tremendous amount of heat from the battery or from this unit, but it's getting warm enough where the plastic is starting to break down, and as it breaks down, it adheres to the receptacle tabs inside of the battery housing itself. I don't want to poo-poo Dewalt. I think that they've made some fantastic products, and I've watched each generation of the tools that I've been using. I've been super impressed with them. They've really done a great job. This is an area where the housing really needs to be looked at, or a cooling system needs to be designed into the system as well. But here I've got a battery that's less than a month old, a 9 amp hour battery, charges full. Now it's down to 2 bars right now. But it no longer works in any of my 20 volt or 60 volt systems. So Dewalt, please take a look at this video, and you can contact me through Twitter or YouTube. I just want to make the world aware that there is this problem. I think it can be a pretty simple fix with changing either the cooling system potentially, or just using different more heat resistant materials in the plastic housing to keep that from breaking down. So if you found this video of value, please give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends. If anyone can, please share this with Dewalt so that they can take a look at it as well. Dewalt, I'm still a fanboy. I love these tools. Please bring warranty service to your authorized service centers that you list on your website, and by all means, folks, have a great day. Bye-bye now.